ladies, gentlemen, kind and beautiful people, we have our Protoss player brought out by Team Liquid to take him down in the blue. Hailing from Liquid, the last hope. Give it up for Hero. He's facing off versus the guy who has killed 2 players in a row now from Team Liquid. He's been tearing it up. And he is down here in the bottom left, the yellow Zerg player from Spain, from karont3 Esports, Vortex.
Yeah, not just 2 players, mind you, but we're also talking about Tasia and Zenio.
Yeah.
So 2 guys that are ridiculous players, play in Pro League on a regular basis. Tasia, of course, had... I don't want to say it was the best year of any player in 2012, but it came very close to that. I mean, he had a significant amount of accomplishments. Couldn't quite get to the GSL champion level necessarily, but won a lot of other events, was dominant in our own Team Arena Challenge. So Tasia certainly is just a world-class player.
Yeah, there's something to be said about Tasia's consistency. You know, a lot of players, it's kind of, you have a flare moment, but Tasia, he's just...
And it was what? He and Creator the other night that qualified for Codas, correct? In their group? I believe so, in the up and downs. Yeah. So he will be around there again. So anyway, Hero. And we'll see if he decides to save up for a Nexus first. Wants to drop down that Forge here in just a second. This is actually our first PVZ of the day. And in fact, I think our first Protoss player, question mark, that we've seen so far.
I mean, I haven't seen any force fields, Kevin, so...
That's right. None yet.
That's how you tell. Have I had to yell the word force fields?
That's right.
Because you always talk about the force fields. You say whether they're good, whether they're bad.
The in-game map editor.
What?
Force fields, the in-game map editor. I forgot where I heard that from, but...
Sorry, I've actually been working a lot with the in-game map editor lately, so I was like, what about the in-game map editor?
Yes, the in-game map editor.
Took you way too literally. I haven't had that joke went over my head at 35,000 feet, Kevin.
No problem, that's okay. And I can't claim that as my own. I know I heard that from somewhere, but I forgot who I heard it from. So sorry about that if the originator of the joke is out there.
You know what? It's not plagiarism if you admit you're plagiarizing.
Yes.
I think that is the source unknown.
Right. Yeah, no, I'm pretty sure that would have worked on my professors in college. I'm just letting you know this is plagiarism, but my entire report is just this book copied, word for word. Anyway, Hero's going to try and block this for a while, but of course a couple of Zerglings are going to chase this probe away, so we are going to see a relatively normal 4-minute third out of Vortex. Decided to pull 2 drones right away, and that was cool stuff. It wasn't like what we used to see, where players would send 1 drone over to the third and then 1 to the second, and then whichever one the Protoss player blocked, they would just take the other one. This was, let's just annoy the probe for long enough that we can get out of there. And
yeah, you've actually mentioned how much you like it, man.
Yes.
You send out the probes, or the drones early, so that they can push away those probes, because nobody's dropping pylons anymore. But sorry, you were obviously about to say something.
No, I'm sorry. I apologize.
And I so rudely cut you off.
Clearly, though, Hero was going after a... as I do want to point out, by the way, we have a very weird build from Vortex. He gets gas very early on, a quick Roach Warren, so he's actually showing 3 bases as if this is something completely normal, and we may actually see a big Roach all-in out of him
but
here in a
Hero
couple
is
of
not
minutes.
going to check in the main base, and there's not a queen at the natural. Kevin, he completely could have gotten away with this.
Yeah, this is actually very scary for Hero. He could be dead here in a couple of minutes if he doesn't have the perfect response to this. And he doesn't have control of the Xel'Naga towers. Map vision is being taken by Vortex completely. Of course, he doesn't want
a Zealot, though.
Yes, he doesn't want to test up at the front with a Zergling because he doesn't want to waste it. He doesn't care. He just wants to zone out units so they can't take map control back.
Zealot is going. Oh, the Zergling is gonna get away. And that's this is actually terrible for Hero. Now he is making a second Zealot, but the fact that this Zealot is not able to head down the main, we'll call it the main strip right now, means Zealot actually gave up on the Zergling. You can see Vortex is like, no, come get me, Zealot. I don't want you to see the roaches.
Yeah. Oh, and he's actually running away again, so he's going to try and poke back in here in just a second.
This is very, very clutch.
But here's the thing, is that, okay, so Hero's actually running around on this side here. He can't actually see those roaches yet. He still just believes this is 3 bases and nothing else weird. And these 2 Zealots are going to be so far away, they're not going to be able to help at all. But this Stalker is actually going to pick up on this.
Yeah, he is. He's going to see the roaches right now, and He didn't see the roaches.
Hopefully he was watching. Oh, he wasn't watching.
He wasn't looking.
No.
He did. Okay, now he sees stuff on the minimap heading across. He saw those Zerglings. He is making 2 cannons at his main base right now. He's also got Stargate tech, which is actually going to let him pump out a Void Ray here. He needs to start it up, though. He has enough resources instead. No, he's going to drop an additional cannon. Definitely not a bad decision at all. In fact, he's going to drop down yet another continuing to drop additional structures here to try to keep these roaches from getting inside.
But they can't, and the roaches are completely in the middle of everything. The photon cannon's trying to come up right now, but the roaches are dealing with them pretty effectively so far. Looks like a couple more units swinging in. Slow lings, of course, but that's going to be quite enough to deal with the meager amount of units that Hero has out here, and it looks like he is at least holding these units for a little while, but nope, there the floodgates finally bust open, and Hero is in serious danger.
Oh, he definitely is. Now, a sentry did get on the map. A force field goes down, but only a roach and a ling are held on the low ground. And now all this damage in the main is going to be, the pylon. At least the pylon is protected so he can't surround it with the Zerglings, but Hero losing his entire economy right now. Will Vortex have actually killed 3 consecutive Team Liquid strongest players and brought this back for karont3?
Okay, well, Hero does have his Void Ray out now, but look at that. He's already down to 24 supplies. Actually, take a look at the units tab. It's just 11 probes on the map. Yes, his opponent only has 17 drones. I know this was a big all-in.
No.
But, oh no. And more probes are actually going to fall here. 10 probes, a couple more finally get added on from this Nexus, but still, things are looking very, very bleak for our Team Liquid player.
Hey, buddy, the Zealots, they killed a hatchery. Will now, wow, they lost a lot of health to those broodlings.
Yeah.
Are now going to make it into the mineral line, but there's nothing here. A force field is botched. No.
And Hero is just down to 17 supply and falling. Ladies and gentlemen, it looks like he is actually going to do it. Vortex coming back. His team was down 2-4. He's brought in as the ace. Looks like he finally has started to deal with the Zealots up at the front. Should be able to dispatch of those no problem. And believe it or not, Vortex is going to take 3 games in a row here.
He
Unbelievable.
Is an incredible performance out of him. Hero, ladies and gentlemen, going to go down here with this Nexus in just a minute. GG.
Oh, man. And that is it. karont3 defeats Team Liquid. karont3 showing that they are a team they may have gotten in because of, they were in up and down. Slayers disbanded, so they had a quote-unquote free trip into Premier, I guess you could call it, after their great performance in Contender. But they are showing that they are a force to be reckoned with.
Yeah.
They are 1-0 in Premier Division.
Crazy stuff there. Vortex, guys, what a performance out of him this evening. I hope you guys have enjoyed it as much as I know we did, because that was, I mean, well, I don't want to say it was completely unexpected. It is Vortex, and we have seen 2 consecutive large-scale comebacks like that. That was pretty crazy stuff, though. Great games coming out of Vortex, and honestly, all players this evening were pretty much playing pretty on point. Yeah, that was amazing play there. So Team Liquid now, unfortunately, is 0-2 in their division. They've lost to karont3. They've lost to Incredible Miracle. karont3, though, goes up 1-0. They still have a couple of teams yet to play. We'll see how they perform against the likes of Incredible Miracle and MVP. Those are certainly very tough teams to deal with. Yeah, they definitely will be difficult encounters in the near future. But, guys, that's going to tie it up for us for tonight's broadcast. Thank you so much for tuning in. It's been an absolute pleasure casting for you guys, and what an incredible set there between karont3 and Liquid. That's right. So follow the IGN Pro League on twitter.com/IGNProLeague. You can follow us personally, too, if you've enjoyed the cast. I'm at Kevinaki. He is at Kibbles. That's going to be all for us tonight. Have a great night. We'll see you tomorrow.